Here we go again, here we go again. It's so hot, I'm like cooking. I'm like, no, give me 5 minutes. Fried yam right now. Definitely a hot girl summer. Just control yourself. Control yourself out. Welcome back to another Take a Seat with Afia. Take a Seat with Afia. It's me, your girl, Afia. And I'm telling you to hurry up, sit down, do what you gotta do, and concentrate, okay? Because I wanna talk to you. I got something to say to you, sis. So take a seat and let's get started. So, has the lockdown worked for you? And is 2020 really cancelled? Had anyone have said to us last year that by next year March, y'all ain't gonna be able to leave the house, y'all ain't gonna be able to see your loved ones, your friends, you won't be able to get your nails did, your hair done, none of that. I think we all would have laughed at the person. We all would have been like, oh, girl, bye, that ain't gonna happen to us. You're talking about a third world country. We the first world. I betcha that's what somebody would have said to somebody. Now look at what's happening. Lo and behold, look at where we are. I feel like this whole lockdown thing, yes, I do feel like, you know, as a country, we probably could have done things a lot quicker. I think there was a lot of, oh, it's not going to happen to us. We'll be fine. It's a little bit of a flu. It's nothing amazing. Even me, yes, even me. I was that girl talking to a team of people saying, you're not gonna die from coronavirus. Stop being so dramatic, everyone. It's fine. We're just gonna monitor and see what happens. And then within like 5 days, I was like, everyone pack your stuff. This is a shutdown. Everyone get to your house, lock the windows, shut the doors. I was that girl because I didn't really see it as a big deal. And I think it's because of the information that was being carried to us. There were so many stories going around about coronavirus and how it's this, how it's that, how people have died, people have been cured, people have this, you know, if you take vitamin D, you'll be fine. There were so many myths, so many things going around that it was quite difficult to really get a hold of what exactly this thing was. As the death toll rose, it started to become like a, why have I always got something on my lip? Like, seriously, what the hell is trying to be on my lip right now? Like, this is not the time. We need to talk about coronavirus. As the death toll rose, it was like, oh, this is actually getting a bit serious. And when they were like, don't touch anyone, don't talk to anyone, don't look at anyone deep in the eye, like, it was like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. It wasn't until I think a few weeks in that I think I escaped the house. Don't tell Boris, okay? Don't tell Boris that I escaped a few weeks in, okay? I was in my car though, I wasn't with anybody else, but I escaped and I was driving down and it was like a ghost town and it was like, gosh, this is really real. And I couldn't see my mom, I couldn't go and do my hair, I couldn't it was really, really, really scary. And I think at first, everybody was so into the coronavirus, oh my gosh. And I was watching every bulletin. I was watching every time that Boris came and talked. I was like that. I really wanted to know that things were okay. This thing on my lip is really annoying. What is it? I think it's a piece of hair. And my non-existent eyelashes are falling off. I was like, oh my goodness, I want to know, I want to find out, I want to know. And then after a while, a few of my other friends were like, I don't watch the news because it's just full of doom and gloom. They never say anyone's got any better. They say like one person has got better and the nurses are clapping for them. But actually, how many people are actually getting better from it? All they're telling us is how many people are dying. And I guess in a way, they were doing that to try and keep people at home because people were not listening. Hashtag me as well at one point. I guess we needed to hear how serious it was rather than them telling us, oh, you know, all these people were cured from it, because then we probably wouldn't take it even less serious than we were supposed to in the first place. I guess as time went on, for me, I just kind of decided that, you know what, I'm not going to keep watching these news bulletins because it isn't helping. It's actually making me feel very anxious. I don't want to be that anxious girl. I have family who are vulnerable and are being cared for by nurses, by carers. And so what happens with them? And I just felt like it was a catalyst of other questions like, okay, if you have a carer looking after somebody, then what happens to that carer? How do we know if that carer's got it? Like, all of that sort of thing was really, really troubling to me, and it was keeping me up. And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm not going to make myself ill. Yes, I am a Christian. Yes, I believe in God. Yes, I prayed about it. For all the Christians that are like, just put prayer on it. Just put a prayer on it. Yes, we all prayed about it. But it doesn't stop that niggling feeling of, oh my gosh, I'm still scared to a point. I guess what I had to do was tune in to other things that I knew that I was good at, because at my workplace, we were not at work. We were not in the office. We were all told to stay home and work from home. But even then, work started to slow up because other people were not in the offices. Other people were trying to get around this whole working from home ethic. So once businesses that could do it, once they were starting to think about it, work kind of dried up. So I was like, gosh, so what now? Like, what do I do with my time? So I started to put more time into my singing. I started to put more time into my writing. And I actually was able to kind of focus more on raising my son through a pandemic. And I said to myself, you know what, there are people out there who are so much more worse than me and possibly you. I can't sit and be like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. I have to try and make it work for me. So there was a lot of things I was watching on YouTube, tutorials I was watching on YouTube, and just trying to home in on some of my craft rather than sit and make it like this is the end of the world and we don't know how we're going to get out of this. Like, it was that scary at one point. But being a photographer, I think it was good for me to really home in on my skill. And that wasn't necessarily doing secret shoots, because I wasn't that bad, honey. I know there are people out there who were like, oh, it's okay, but I wasn't that bad. Don't worry, I was not getting close to people. I was able to save some money from traveling into work. So in doing that, I was able to up my camera kit and learn about the kit that I was buying. So I had to, in a way, really say to myself, you know what, lockdown has to work for me. And there were certain things like doing my hair, like getting my nails done, that I thought, gosh, I've really taken those things for granted. And I know there are lots of people out there who felt the same way. There was so many people that were like, oh my gosh, the second this lockdown is lifted, I'm out of here. Like, I'm gonna get my hair washed, I'm gonna get shaved, I'm gonna get braided, I'm gonna get a weave done, I'm gonna get everything I could do in 1 week to my hair. I'm gonna get it did, because we don't know when we're about to be locked up again. So it was that serious at that point about what we look like on the outside. I remember even thinking, oh my gosh, I'm running out of eyebrow pencil. And then thanking God that, you know, the Sainsbury's of the world was still open, because, you know, they have a little beauty bit in their shops. So I could still go there and at least go and get, you know, something from there if I really, really needed it. And then the logical side was like, oh, you ain't going nowhere. Where are you going? You don't need no eyebrow pencil. Who's gonna see you, girl? And I was like, oh yeah, that's actually true. So I saved money on eyebrow pencil. Tip number 2, thank me later. I had to make it work for me. I really, really had to make it work for me. And I have kind of struggled, and I saw a lot of people actually struggled in coming out of that mentality. It's so funny how when it first happened, a lot of people were like, oh my gosh, I feel claustrophobic. I'm really worried about what's happening in the world. Are we all gonna die? Is this our generation wiped out? The last one, the Bible, God used water. Is it now sickness? Like, God, whatever we did, we're sorry. It was that kind of situation. And then it was like, okay, we're now opening up this and we're opening up that. And people were like, oh, I don't know if I'm ready. I'm not sure if I'm ready to actually step outside. I'm not sure if I'm ready to go to the salon just yet. I could make these cornrows work. Listen, I can wear a head wrap. I can head wrap this. It's okay. Like, my nails are the healthiest they've ever been, honey. Without the acrylics, like, I can stay in. It's fine. Let's just see where this gonna go. Literally. People were still feeling a little bit like, you know, so even now, I don't really see, I thought people were going to be flocking out, like, you know, in the farm when they let the sheep out and they all come running out. I thought it was going to be like that. And it really, really isn't. It really, really isn't. There are still some areas that are really quite quiet. But in saying that, I think the knock-on effect has been because people have lost their jobs. And the one thing I will never agree with is them deciding that they're going to make the congestion charge Monday to Sunday till 10 o'clock at night. How are we supposed to go into the West End and spend money if we have to get on public transport that me, for example, am not that happy about getting on public transport. I've done it a couple of times to go into work. I would rather drive and park somewhere. You're taking that away from me because now I have to spend money on congestion charge on a weekend when I didn't have to do that before. So people have lost their jobs, so they're not getting any income, but yet you're expecting people to come out and buy stuff, but yet you're putting in a congestion charge, for example, from Monday to Sunday. That's when you, Sadiq Khan, you get the side eye. You get the side eye, because how does that make any sense? Like, they're doing this new eat-in, take-out thing or whatever, eat-in, dine-in, whatever it is, and they're saying, but you can't take out, you have to eat in the restaurant, but you're telling us to keep apart. And you're telling us to be very careful when we're in spaces. But you want me to eat in? I'm not sure. It's a good offer, but I'd rather do a takeaway and come home in the safe place of my home rather than sit in a restaurant and be around other people. Maybe that policy wasn't thought out properly. Because surely the whole idea is just to get money in the tills. So now you're forcing me to put myself outside when I could just as easily spend that money, use that voucher, use that offer in that restaurant and stay in my house. Oh no. Maybe you gotta rethink that, Boris. Maybe you gotta go back with your people and think that again. I don't know. I'm just not feeling that. The offer's great, and I probably will go to a restaurant, don't get me wrong, like it's been a minute, you know? But I don't know if it's really, you should have the option. I think you should have the option to eat in or take out. It shouldn't just be, you have to eat in, you have to eat in. Like, as long as they're coming and buying, that's great. I can still pay for the light bill. Even if they're not sitting in, I can still pay for the light bill because one day, soon, they will. You know, it's like, who was really thinking about these policies when they released them? Yeah, probably somebody who was really hot on that day. Yeah. I say all that to say the lockdown worked for me in a sense. And now I feel like, yes, we are, you know, the lockdown has been lifted and people are on holiday and all of that sort of thing. And again, I'm like, y'all couldn't have waited. I know we don't have that nice sea breeze air and, you know, it's not that feeling of being on holiday, but I'm going to wait. I'm definitely going to wait before I go because they keep talking about a second spike. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I do feel that as a nation, as a country, as a world, I think that there were a lot of things that we were taking for granted, and that is seeing your friends, seeing your loved ones, all of that. And I think God was like, I'm about to show all of y'all who the boss is, okay? Because you guys don't appreciate nothing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit you with a virus. And everybody's blaming China and blah, blah, blah. But listen, if you believe, honey, everything comes from God first, honey, okay? He don't let nothing go past. Even if the devil goes and speaks to him, the devil has to get permission from God. You heard it here first, okay? Can I preach to y'all today? The devil has to go and get permission from God. So if God don't want it to happen, it's not going to happen, okay? Let's just put that out there. I'm just gonna sit that right there. Just saying. I don't feel like 2020 is cancelled at all. I really don't think it's cancelled at all. Yes, we have had the longest time not knowing what's going on, not knowing if we should come in, go out, whatever. But I think if you make it work for you, take this opportunity. If you have a skill, home in on your skill. If you haven't seen a loved one for a while, get your face mask on and go and see them. Dial that number, send that message. Do something with your life that you have been waiting to do for a long time, because this has really shown me that actually anything can happen. Anything can happen, you know? Anything can happen. People have lost loved ones. People are still fighting the coronavirus out there. We may not hear about it all the time, but there are people still in comas. There are people still really affected by it. So I would say, whilst you have breath in your body, sis, do what you have to do in order to make your life worthwhile. The worst thing that you can do is sit back one day and say, I should have done this. Or, you know, I didn't take the time to do this. If you are able-bodied and the Rona ain't got you, girl, you better go and take those flying lessons. You better go and shave your head if you need to shave your head. You better get that tattoo if you need. Yes, I'm a Christian. I told you, go and get that tattoo if you need to get that tattoo, girl. What the heck are you waiting for? If you like that man, go talk to him, sis. Go talk to him. He may like you too. And he's too scared to come and tell you. So go talk to him. Go settle up beside him. If he told you not interested, who cares? Move on. Whatever. At the end of the day, do what you need to do. Now is the time. 2020 is not cancelled. You can make it work for you. I genuinely believe that. I don't think that we have any right to say that 2020 is cancelled. 2020 is off the books now. I'm gonna wait till 2021, because you know what? Last year there was probably a whole heap of us that was like, 2019 was a write-off. I can't wait for 2020. 2020 came and pinched you under here where it hurts here. Yeah, 2020 came and pinched you right there, and then you were crying. So what you gonna do? Wait for 2021 for COVID-20 to come? Girl, I rebuke it in Jesus' name. Girl, don't wait. Go out there, get your life. Get your life. 2020 is just started for you and for me. So there we have it. Not a very long one today, but thank you for taking a seat with me. Now you've got to get your stuff, get your bag, take your phone. Don't forget your phone. Take your wig. I know you took your wig off because it was hot outside, huh? Take it all, girl. Put the wig. It's a bit lopsided. This way. Yeah, that's it. You got it now. Now you got to get out of here because it's too hot. Okay, it's too hot, and I gotta go and cool down. I gotta Adam and Eve it and just set myself free, okay? So you gotta go. But you know what? You better subscribe before you go. Don't forget to subscribe so you will be notified about the next one, and hit the notification bell as well. Thank you for watching. Love you, sis.